cop, am I?
Not sure, I mean...
It looked like June would finally be lucky in love when none other than Jim Carver, the fresh-faced rookie she had taken under her wing 21 years earlier, popped the question.
Will you marry me?
Go on, kiss the bride.
But June's dreams of wedded bliss turned sour when Carver gambled away her life savings, leaving her penniless.
Yeah.
Well, is it 5 or is it 10?
It's more like 20.
If that weren't bad enough, another former lover, PC Gabriel Kent, turned out to be the most corrupt and deranged officer ever to work at Sun Hill.
You're not taking me with you.
A serial-killing cop who ended it all in front of her, rather than face justice.
See what you've done to me.
Oh! Programme had to change because it wasn't actually doing very well. We were losing ratings a bit. But I don't know whether we maybe went a bridge too far. But on the other hand, the ratings then shot up for quite a long time, so it worked. And so it needed something.
The Bill's knack of reinventing itself is partly why it's been around for so long. It's always been a magnet for talent. So much so that an appearance on The Bill has become a rite of passage in British acting.
Roger Daltrey from The Who. I remember doing a scene with him and just having to stop My Generation going round and round and round in my head. I thought, if I hum that is going to be so embarrassing.
When she came in here, she was with me. My responsibility. How could you do that?
I'm sure she's at home.
She should be going home with me. Stop saying I'm not...
Your wife came in to pick her up.
What are you doing? The Bills offered some great parts for guest artists. Do you remember these famous faces? Tough guy Ray Winston, comic genius turned medical genius Hugh Laurie.
Do you base all your police work on how someone looks when you arrest them?
Constable.
ER's Alex Kingston, Little Britain's David Walliams.
You must be really proud of yourself.
Just do.
Actor turned director Kathy Burke, Four Weddings John Hannah, and Lord of the Rings Sean Bean. Over 27 years, a whopping 19,000 actors have done a stint on the show, and many novices cut their teeth here. A young Michelle Collins.
I've never been in trouble before, and now everyone's talking about what's happened.
A teenage James McAvoy.
Look, I don't want to get involved, OK? Involved in what? With the police.
And a 10-year-old Keira Knightley.
It wasn't me. I didn't do nothing to him.
It's all right, we're not blaming you, Shane.
I didn't touch him.
OK, running lines.
True to form, The Bill has a newcomer at the heart of its final episode, which looks at girls as the hidden victims of gang culture.
You know this bit here?
It's a huge role for 17-year-old actress Faye Daveney. She plays Jasmine Harris, who is gang raped by her own boyfriend and his crew for talking to the police about the fatal stabbing of Liam Martin.
Good. So if you're in this position here...
We've taken a real pride in keeping in touch with the talent that's coming through. The guest stories are often really high-stakes, emotional stories, which are really testing for young actors. We really give people something to get their teeth into, and people really deliver. They rise to the challenge.
Thank you.
And action.
That's all I need. Visit from the filth.
A boy called Liam Martin died this morning.
Yeah, I heard.
What happened?
He got shanked.
Faye wasn't even born when the series started. So what's it like to join the cast of The Bill for its final episode?
I can't be seen talking to you. I come into it as an amateur and literally had no background of anything. Like, I didn't go to drama school, I didn't go nothing like that. And to do this, I feel like it's such a good opportunity. I can honestly say it's like the best thing I've done.
And action.
For Faye, this is it. Her last scene on The Bill.
They laughed when they done it. They punched me. They just laughed. I want to make a statement.
Cut good. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, get John.
OK, guys, that was end of the scene. Also, a series wrap on Faye, everybody. That was a series wrap on Faye.
Well done.
Side now.
She's fantastic. And that's one of the real shames when the bill ends. It's like an actor's training ground, almost closing down. You know, you embrace change and everything else and go forward, but it is a sad time, you know.
The harrowing and hard-hitting story that producers chose to end the series with came from research which showed how rape is used to punish girl gang members.
That is what the bill has always done. It held a mirror up to modern society, and we wanted it to be like that right up until the final shot.
During more than a quarter of a century on air, the show's been a bellwether for the changing face of crime. We've seen it all on the bill. Armed robbery, joyriding, football hooliganism, a rise in attacks on the police, people smuggling, race rioting, and even chemical and biological warfare.
Oh, my goodness.
Back at the studios, Trudy and Graham can't resist one last peek at Sun Hill's sets. I hope they got a warrant.
How long did I spend behind here?
Go on, Sarge.
Yeah.
Give us a day off.
Empty your pockets.
The sets are so lifelike, the real police have used them to train young cadets.
These were all full of real... Yeah, there you go. See, all full of real forms.
Yeah.
The real thing. The number of scenes we've done across here. OK, can you turn your pockets out, please?
Yeah, you have to admire the simplicity of violent act.
What are you talking about?
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
It had to be correct.
Yes,
I mean, procedurally, it had to be.
So you didn't usually have much to say. You would be saying things like, right, what's your name, address, empty your pockets.
She's sick. She's the one who's sick.
Right, because if you are,
then they can wait until they get to the cells.
Don't worry, you'll make it. Tony.
A lot of fun. I mean, so much fun. This isn't that much different, I don't think, but this...
With the cast and crew shooting their final scenes out on location, the studio feels like a ghost town. But on their walk down memory lane, Trudy and Graham bump into old friend and series producer Tim Key.
Lovely to see you.
Good to see you.
It's very strange being back here. It's quite emotional, actually, being back in here, especially going around those sets. I mean, going...
How did you... When you heard it had gone, what did you think? How did you feel?
I was really upset, actually. I was really quite... I was in the middle of rehearsals for something, and actually the director came up to me and said, I just want to tell you before, you know, anybody else does, or before you switch your phone back on, that the news has just come through that the bill's going. I said, I thought I'd give you 5 minutes on your own, and I really needed that 5 minutes, because it was... I mean, I left, but it's still such a big part of your...
It's in your core, isn't it? It's part of a big part of our lives, long time.
And action.
From one deserted set to another, this derelict estate in the heart of London is due for demolition, making it the perfect place to film this, the Bill's final location scene. To keep the show authentic, the Bill prides itself on shooting on location in London whenever possible.
We feel that London is part of the show. It's a character within the show, and we've really encouraged directors to look for graphic locations that give you a real sense of being part of a big metropolis.
Sergeant 595, the girl has jumped from the bridge.
And action.
Since the Bill began, police in London's streets has become more dangerous. And in this scene, Sergeant Stone comes face to face with the armed teenager responsible for Jasmine's rape and Liam Martin's murder. Rather than use extras for any scene involving armed police, the Bill uses men who have been trained in the use of firearms and know what they're doing with a gun.
They move in a particular way, they even have their guns in a particular way. Even when everything's going on around here, you can hear all people talking, and they always sort of remain focused.
The show has a stock of 30 replica weapons, both those used by the police and those used by the villains. Although incapable of firing, these guns are identical to those used by the Met's armed response units.
Okay, rehearsal.
I kind of hurt my legs at the gym and I can barely walk, so I'm getting work as a flamingo after this.
A pink flamingo?
Yeah, absolutely.
And action.
Filming out and about might be fun, but there are some aspects of location filming they definitely won't miss.
Well, usually we're miles away from the toilet, and you call it a 10-1. So you say, I'm going 10-1, so everybody knows you're going. And then somebody comes with you, and then they know how long you've been, and everyone's waiting for you. It's always really awkward. So if you excuse me, I'm going 10-1.
Or is
I
it
have to try and
10-2?
find it. Oh,
Know what I mean?
I have to try and find it, so...
While PC Ryder pops to the Portaloo, Sergeant Stone tracks down gang member Derek Bailey, who's in trouble with the crew for attempting to stop Jasmine's rape.
That's great.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I just wonder whether there's sort of like, if he's put his hand and it's like, the rest of his T-shirt, in any case, looks really clean. A little bit smudged by other stuff as well, so it's quite crisp.
Yeah,
it's a bit like that.
And action.
Derek Bailey?
Look at me. You're going to be fine, all right? You're going to be...
Unexpectedly, Stone runs into Gary Wilson, the gang leader who murdered Liam Martin and sanctioned the rape of his own girlfriend.
You've obviously got the dramatic licence of a scene like that, but the reality of it is it's absolutely terrifying, you know, if somebody points a gun in your face.
Where can you go, blood? Stay there!
In this scene, what we do want to show is a cop being prepared to put their life on the line. You're talking about ordinary people going into frontline jobs, and when you work with the cops, you realise that they are taking on an enormous responsibility, and they are heroic.
Shoot them in the back of the neck and fall out of frame.
As the team gets nearer to finishing this last location shoot, thoughts inevitably turn to the end of the show.
Okay, folks, Millbrae.
It's a sad day for Ed Bonetto, the director's right-hand man, who's worked on the bill for 7 years.
There's a lot going on in this place. A lot of, big friendships have been made, and hence marriages as well. So it's going to be quite sad because it is the end of something that's been so great.
Does the other window have to be done right at the end?
As it's his last day on location, the director's wife and 2 young sons drop in to say hi.
Very family-friendly set. This is my boys.
It's more than just a place of work. You spend more time in a place like this than you do with your family. So it becomes your family for most people.
In the next shot, Derek takes a turn for the worse. This bag of fake blood will be punctured just before filming, so that blood will ooze out as the actor clutches his stomach in pain.
Okay, we've got speed. Ash.
Don't touch him. OK. You cool? OK. Just put the gun down, Gary, yeah?
Throughout its time on air, the bill has tried to highlight the risks faced by ordinary police officers.
You put that gun down.
In this scene, Stone is trying to persuade the gang leader to put his gun down, so the teenager's not in danger of being shot by the armed response team.
Stop. Yeah. And think about what you're doing. As he dies...
Don't move! Sarah, that's 7th floor, Claymore House.
You all right?
All right.
Very good.
And so ends 27 years of filming around London, as the last ever location shoot on the bill comes to a close.
Last time in the stab vest and the hat.
They've been trying to knock this estate down for however long, right? In the end, it stayed up longer than we did.
I'm not going to miss it. It squashes my teeth.
I haven't got a drum roll, but I do have this.
Okay, thank you very much. That is a wrap.
But it's not over yet. As the team heads for Sun Hill, back at the station there's still a very ambitious shot to pull off.